Okay. Hey, Al.
Hey Keisha, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. Thank you very much thank you for asking.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So we tried to do the Facebook Live.
Unsuccessfully.
Yeah, and now we're like in the Zoom world. So I still want it to be like natural, us having a conversation.
Yeah, it'll be like that. The only difference is people would see our convo later. That's the only difference, I guess. And there's a
Right.
little lack of interaction by your followers and fans and friends, etc. But hey, they'll see it later and they can comment later. That's the main thing.
Exactly. So as you're watching this video, please comment if you have any questions, and we'll write. If anything, would you be okay with doing a secondary video if we have questions?
Of course, by all means, no problem. Just let me know when, and we'll work out time zones permitting, as you know, in terms of that. That's not, other than that, it's not a problem at all, Keisha. Absolutely fine by me.
All right. That's right. That's why you're amazing, Al.
I'll pay you a little later. Thank you, Keisha. Amazing, Keisha. Amazing, Keisha.
Great, great stuff. So where are you? So just so the people know, I live in the States in Delaware. I think most of my followers should know that. But can you tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're from?
Okay, I am in London, England, in the United Kingdom. I'm in a place called Wimbledon, which is, as you know, famous for the tennis. What else can I say about myself? I am in my late mid 40s. I am. I have a background in corporate sales. Trained as a lawyer, but I never practiced as a lawyer. Background corporate sales. I have changed when I'm moving towards from the corporate sales into fitness and martial arts instruction, still having a little bit of a hat, if you pardon the pun, in sales, but there, and coaching and tuition as well. So fitness moved my business towards fitness, partly due to COVID, partly due to my interest in fitness and health.
Awesome. So you have your hands full then.
Yeah, it's like you when we've spoken, it's sometimes getting hold of each other, not because of time zones. It's like you're busy, I'm busy, so yeah, it is pretty like hectic nowadays.
It
Although
is.
it wasn't the case before, but thanks to you, it's all changed.
Thank you. Thank you. So
Welcome.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
No, I didn't say anything. It just I think
Okay,
maybe
you
it's an echo now.
know. I want to speak like someone's still here, right? Because eventually they're watching. Yeah. Yeah, when we met through one program, this one group, and we just kind of connected,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, we connected as comrades, as like to help peers, like a comment was like accountability partners. And you ended up entrusting me with doing some coaching and healing work with you with the energy
Yeah,
work.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And part of the reason, and thank you for taking some time out of your day.
You're welcome.
I mean, I ideally wanted everything to be like live, but I want for your time. I'm very conscious of other people's time as well. So at least figured let's just get the show on the road. um, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? So so when we started working, so we ended up working together, and I wanted to just express to folks so that way they have an understanding what energy healing is, what a vibrational coach does, like me, like what is that, and how it benefits someone like yourself, because I do work with men and women, and folks usually ask me that one question, like, what is energy healing? And I'll, it's one thing when I say, it's another thing to hear from someone else's mouth. So, what are some of the benefits that you've noticed through the energy work that you've had so far?
Well, when you say some of the benefits, I'll emphasize it's some of the benefits with the S at the end, plural. So not just one thing, several things. Well, basically, I was talking to you, you noticed some patterns I have in the way I say things, like it's a bit too slow, it will take its time, and things like this. And you made me shift the way I spoke to look at things in the present, which are positive. And because I've changed that subconsciously, I'm doing much better. I'm more focused. But one thing I will say is, it's like, because you told me to do it in this way, you even said you need to stop doing that. You need to think as in you whatever you want, you actually have right now. And at the same time, you need to, like a business, don't treat it like a hobby. Treat it like an actual business and put some effort in. And you said just now you've got one, at one point you said I'll tell you what, why don't you just make it a goal of getting doubling your client base, and you just think you get double your income, and wouldn't that be a good thing? And I said, yeah, it would actually. And then what we did after our conversations, like a few days later, I've got in touch with you, and you're like, you either thinking he's not done what I asked him to do, or maybe what is it? What's the situation? And I'm like, Keisha, can you believe my client base has grown eightfold? It has grown eightfold, not double my client base, but eightfold. I didn't expect it, and it was just down to, not just, as I say, not the way I thought, but the way I did it. Admittedly, you can guide me in terms of what I need to say, and how I need to think, but it's also, you did say and you did stipulate, it's also down to action too. So I took more action. I did not think for the life of me that my client base would grow that quickly and that great number, but it's happened. And the great thing is, some clients are gone, some clients have changed. It's still around that figure though, so it's not a bad thing. Yeah, it's, as you know, with the fitness instruction, people stay for a certain period of time because I've created a program for them. And as I say, the two large clients I had, they only left because they were not in the country, and they felt they weren't they fulfilled their purpose. So I'd actually achieved something for them. They didn't leave because they hated me, they left because
Right.
they achieved. So for that, I'm really grateful, because you said these two things predominantly was, don't say it's slow. I kept on saying it will take time. It's taking time. And said, yeah, it will take time, because that's what you're kind of subconsciously attracting. Change what you say, change what you do, and something will, some different will happen.
Right.
And look at that, eight clients. And I said to you, look at these 8 clients, and you were actually, we had a phone conversation that time. You were actually somewhat pleasantly surprised too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And the thing with this whole thing was that I picked up intuitively that you could double it, and more. I think it was more than that I thought, but when I didn't expect 8, and when you did that times 8, that was good. And then you had other things that were going on, and you were able to pretty much rearrange your whole like do a
Well,
180 on your whole circumstance.
absolutely. Can I highlight that then? Because actually, it's something that you suggested, and I did. So, as you know, I'm living with friends in a big house and stuff, but I had a couple of people who had actually decided to leave, and I was looking for new housemates. And there was a quest where it wasn't happening. It was taking time to me to get people to visit, and then the people, some of them were coming there very, very strange. And I think we shared some stories about, guys taking pictures of like the wrong rooms and stuff. But anyway, so
Right.
little things were like, you asked me to visualize and manifest, and actually again put more effort into attracting the right housemate. And what I did is I advertised in different places. I cast my net wide, got one housemate. Then, but actually, funny enough, before that, when this person called, I was saving numbers, because I don't want to get confused. I'd save them as their name and the word potential housemate. I'd
Right.
save it as that. So some other person had expressed an interest. I just put their name and word housemate without the word potential. So it's like you say, manifesting, visualizing, believing it's actually happening right now. That person was the right fit. They accepted. They moved in. And
Right.
then another person I did that for. I did it for a few, and yes, it didn't work for everyone. But of the 4 people I did, we got who I saved as name and housemate. We got another person in, and we got them there. So again, a 50% conversion rate in terms of that is good, considering it was just like I did what you suggested and requested me to do in order to benefit myself via actually changing my mindset again and the way I'm thinking about things. So for that, I'll be forever grateful, Keisha, because it's happened. I've actually now not had to pay out of my pocket to pay the rent, because you know what, because of the rooms are vacant, I was actually having to pay extra myself. And
Right.
also my client base has increased, and as I say, I'm getting more inquiries as well. People, even all of a sudden, I don't know how it happens, but friends as well have said they've expressed an interest in working with me. Not that they're doing it right now, but they've expressed interest, which is good. And
Right.
my client base is not just UK based. I've got clients in, I think I mentioned to you, in New Zealand, in South Korea, in other parts of the UK. I only have, funny enough, in the past, I'd have clients who are 5-10 minutes away. I only have one client, actually two, actually, who are very close. One is 5 minutes or 10 minutes away from me. The other one is about maybe 15 minutes in the same locality. One I'm doing via Skype or WhatsApp calls, and the other person I do teach face to face. But thanks to this, I've cast my net wide, or it's thanks to your work, I've cast my net wide, and it's worked. So now I can, without giving anyone the wrong impression, I'm now an international fitness coach, you could say, because my
That's
client base is
true.
international. And before, it was very much London based. I won't go to visit anyone else outside London. It was obviously COVID and also the distance, and I'd have to charge more. But it's benefiting them because they could train with me from the comfort of their own home. And this is what I wanted. You asked me, in terms of when we work together, you asked me to do certain different exercises, certain different visualization skills. You even said to me, well, like I've mentioned before, you even asked me to imagine whatever I want is actually happening right now, in terms of it's in the present, not what I want to happen, what is going to happen, what is happening. I did that. Then you requested one thing. I will say that you did request of me, which I haven't done, because at the time you actually said try and do meditation for a near enough, I think it was an hour or so. I've not done. I am meditating every day, thanks to daily without fail. Before I get out of bed, I do get out of bed, but I just get back into bed to do the meditation and visualize what you've asked me to do without fail on a daily basis. But I do not do it for as long as you requested. But I'm working on that. It is increasing a little bit, and I'm finding it easier. But that's what's happening, because the mindset fuels, motivates me, makes me actually take action. So for
Right.
that, you've been had a very, very positive impact on my work, home life, and personal life. I can say that way. You've been there. You've because of the support you've given me as well. We've done the sessions have been. I remember once you were in your car and you had a session with me. Yeah, it was like, you know what, it was off the cuff, but you accommodated me then. Again, what I like about you is obviously the the way you're guiding me. If you find that there was a time when I was speaking really, really fast, you've asked me to calm down in terms of control my breathing. You've actually asked me to focus on that. You've messaged me where you've actually mentioned something to get me to think for myself. So you're not like other people. You're like a departure from the norm. You're different. And also, one thing I can say is, with your sessions, no two sessions are the same. Meaning,
No.
I know in terms of like we've had 4 or 5 sessions, I believe. And in terms of, I would always think they'd follow the same format. They haven't, which is actually good, because that way it shows to me that the way you work with others is not one thing. And it can, I could say, from as some, if I look at it from an outside perspective as well, it can turn somewhat clinical in terms of if you employ the same methods all the time. I don't know. Because you've done all these different things, and because there was a little bit of anticipation, expectation in terms of what is Keisha doing, what is this line of thought or line of methodology that you're doing, but it achieved the results. As I say, the two things I cannot emphasize, and I've said it, but it's increase your client base, double it. And it happened. I did take the action. Admittedly, it wasn't you saying
You did.
just
I was
manifest. You
proud of
didn't
you.
say, yeah, you did this. You said to me, you didn't say, oh, visualize it, it's going to happen. It was like, visualize it, but actually do something about it. Work harder on your business. You
And
even
I gave
said,
you a technique too when we worked together.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And it's
I
like,
showed you how to do it.
don't treat it. It seems to me it's more like a hobby for you. You said, and it's like, it's a business. It's going to give you the money. It's going to give you the money to pay your bills and eat, and therefore you to take action. So then I did. Yeah, I looked at a list I had. I contacted about 95 people on there. I contacted every single one, not in one day, but I did.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? Some people are saying no. Some people I'm trying to convince to win them over. And a couple of people came back to me, said yes, they want to work with me. Then obviously put adverts out and cast my net wide and far, and it worked. And I think it wasn't for you. I would have still been, oh, it's taking time. It's taking time. Oh, these things take time. But actually, they don't take time. It's me thinking or fearing that. And you changed my mindset, and you encourage me to take appropriate action, which actually 8 is a Well, 8 is a
Yeah,
very like surprising number. Yes. So
yeah,
yeah, this is what's happened, Keisha. So as I say, I never doubted you, never questioned you from the beginning, but I never knew and never thought that I'd achieve these spectacular results.
you did wonderful. And you brought up a couple points that I wanted to mention too, so that the folks that may watch this will understand, how I work, because I do. Each session is different, not with every client. And sometimes I would be like, okay, shouldn't it be the same? But I realize the energy is energy. And what I do, what makes my methodology or my techniques different than someone else's is that I really connect to where you are now. I'm very present in where you are now. And then I tune into what exactly you need the most, whether it's through your spirit and what is actually most critical. So there's times that you may have called me about a topic A, but then topic B was stronger. And then our conversations could have been trying to get you're trying to get me to get back to topic A. And I'm like, well, no, this is where
Exactly,
you gotta be.
exactly.
Yeah. And those can be, the challenging parts, but that comes with growth. Anytime we're getting ready to grow or level up, there is that challenge. And it may sound like I was being really tough with Al sometimes.
You were. No, you were. When I'm like, I want to talk about this, like you say, topic A, and you don't know, actually focus on topic B. I'm like, no, but I want to talk about topic A. And you're like, trust me on this. And I was like, I was a bit like, but I do want to talk about topic A. But then when I focused on topic B, it did work, because then it was like, trust me on this, it will benefit topic A as well. And it did. As I say, if I've got say let's look at the my role as a fitness instructor, then the housemate thing. If you asked me to concentrate on housemate thing, and then later on you said, look, you do this, you've got the money coming in from that from to pay the rent. If you've got money to pay the rent, you then don't have to waste 2, 3, 4 hours on trying to look for housemates. You can then concentrate on your business. And you were like, you concentrate on this first, you do this, then it'll make things easier. Which made perfect sense. But at the time, as no, I need to concentrate more on business now. But you're like, you do, but you can only concentrate on your business once you've got the housemates situation resolved. And I did that, and as I say, it worked.
It did.
So thank
And
you for that.
you're welcome. I'm glad to hear it. So in case, so with working with me, it's intuitive knowledge that I pick up, so I pick up intuitively what is going on, where your spirit needs everything the most. And then I see what's the best option, but I also see multiple options, and then I presented them to you, and I'm glad you took action on that. And that goes in conjunction with like the energy work, because there's times that I also walk you through like a meditation, or there's times that
Sure.
we called impromptu and you felt you, um, how someone feels energy is different per person and their sensitivity. It really doesn't have anything to do with the distance, because I've helped folks further and they've or about the same distance as you, and they're stronger. So it just really matters on the person. But there's times you felt it, or you just got really, I believe you said, relaxed for the most part.
Yes.
Yeah. And that energy work, it helps you also with the mindset coaching that I was giving you
Of
as well.
course, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Because
that
yeah, there were times when when we did that meditation, and you're like, are you feeling cold in your legs? And at that time I wasn't, but then I was like, I'm feeling a little bit of a twinge on my left shoulder, and you were like, this is why you're feeling this, and this kind of stuff like that. So I was being more conscious, aware of myself, due to like the energy work you're doing. It's not something I expected. I didn't think, I feel a little bit warm in there, sort of like the arm area, what have you. But yes, that was happening.
right. And that the mind is something, because it'll prevent you the same way it'll like have you like in a loop thinking, okay, well, everything takes time, it takes time. It can also have you in a loop that, well, she's on my phone like thousands of miles away from me.
Yes.
There's no way I'm going to feel anything. And our mind can stay in that thought pattern, and then if we believe it, that's will block our additional sensors. Um, but it doesn't mean that the healing's not still occurring. Like there's like
Sure.
the energy. So basically, what's happening is I'm working on the etheric realm, and I'm seeing within your body and outside of your body where things are shifting or what may have blocked you energetically before, and clearing that. And I'm glad that you have taken the action, because it wasn't easy, was it?
No, no, it wasn't. It was partly to like, you're saying this, and I would look silly if I was. You also said I had a tendency to say yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd always say yes, but then you actually said, yeah, it's all well and good you're saying yes, but you actually need to do this. Which goes, I appreciate the fact you're listening to what I'm saying, but I wanted to take action, and that's why I thought, actually, I do want to grow my client base. I do want to double it. And
Mhm.
so then let's try this, because I've got nothing to lose. I did not, and you didn't expect that it would it grow to the level it did.
No,
Um,
no. When you told me
and
8, I was like, for real?
yeah, exactly. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
I was
And
like,
then,
for
and it
real?
was, it was then, even then beyond that, you said, actually, if you grow, if you carry on putting the effort in, you will grow it a lot more. Where you could potentially grow it from that eightfold. You could grow it even further to threefold that. So you could get whatever number of clients. My maths is a bit bad, but you can get X amount of clients
Right.
in a month or so, like this, if you do this. That's something I'm
Mhm.
still working on, of course. But in terms of it was all about, you gave me the belief, you gave me the suggestions, and it was like, the little things, the subtle things that I wouldn't have expected, like the things I think, the things I say, the things I think about. In what moment is it like I'm dwelling on the future? Am I? But I should be concentrating on the present, in terms of how I think, when I think, and what I think, in terms of what I say. And you made me uh, think differently, to actually look at things happening right now,
Right.
that visualizing whatever the situation is I want to be as in the present. So it's not it's going to happen or it could happen, it's happening.
It's
And
happening.
that all
Exactly.
helped. That all helped. And the other things you were like telling me about, say, certain people in situations, and how do not hold that as what is really the situation.
Like, shift your
Actually,
perception on what that
your
situation.
perception and things are
Yeah.
like, if certain things have happened, they're not necessarily in that way. So all this, I have, as I say, you asked me to write your testimony, and I said, Keisha, let's do it live, because you know what, I want people to know. Well, I wanted the actual live. This is actually recorded, but you know what I mean. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean
know
in
what you
terms of that, yeah,
mean.
yeah. But in terms of this, I thought, let's get this out, because I want people to realize that, you know what, you're based in Delaware, I'm based in London. Your client, you're not restricted or limited to just having US clients. You've got clients the world over. It just so happens, as I say, um, I've been, yeah, I'll say it, I've been pleasantly surprised with results. I was skeptic at first. It's only when you spoke to me
Oh,
and you said certain things, I said, I need to actually work with you. I need to work with you, because the things you were saying were like, wow. And then but I need to work with you more, because the proof will be in the pudding. And your results surpassed whatever I thought. So hence I thought, look, you've helped me out, you've helped me, and it a testimonial, a written testimonial has its limitations. It's there,
right.
but if this is there, and people can see me, and as you said, if you do want to do another one with me, okay, time zones permitting, as we've said, and everything,
Right.
happy to do that. And if we can figure out how to do the lives, I have no worries in answering any questions, and any potential people would want to know, any of your friends, any of your followers, anyone they want to know, because it's really happened for me. Or everything that Keisha has advised and suggested, or and said, you need to do this, I've done, and it's worked. So that's why this is, for me, it's the least I could do. But also, I think it puts you in. It does more justice to you and how you work and everything than the written word.
Thank you. I
You're
really do.
welcome.
I really appreciate that.
No, you're
Um,
welcome.
what was your thought when you heard about energy healing? Like before you knew it, what it was about? Like, what was
It
your
was no.
thinking?
For me, it was like, okay, all woo woo and all that. That I was no. You do think that, okay, we're gonna do like mung beans, and you're gonna get me onto some like dyer, and we're going to wear tie-dyed outfits and stuff like this, and I'll have to change my name, you know, like whatever, like this. You know, you think about these things, and I was like, oh, okay, what you're going to send me some crystals through the post, and I gotta, which is like you're going to say it's been crafted from like the Himalayas, and all these things that initially. But then when you were talking to me, we were talking about our businesses, and you said stuff, as I say, giving away free informational stuff. As a matter of fact, I was like, okay, she's actually said this to me, and this is what she does. If she's doing this for me and she said it, and I've kind of implemented it and it's worked, I need to know more. Then it was like, as I say, it's a false perception that I had, thinking this is what it is, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna work with you. This is no, not you, just generally when you mentioned it, I
Right.
thought, yeah, I'll talk to you, find out more about your business and how maybe we could have how I could help in any way in that. But obviously, you ended up helping me, but that was because of the you helped debunk
I
the
think I
myths
picked up on some
associated.
things that
You
were,
picked up on a lot, but you debunked those myths associated with energy healing. It's not,
oh
you know
yeah,
what, like the woo woo kind of stuff that I've mentioned, the stereotypical stuff. Hence, I was like very, very not very skeptical, but very like hesitant.
I understand. And even certain words you've heard me say, I don't like it being used of me. Like if someone wants to call me a psychic, I'm like, no, I don't want to be called those
Yeah,
types of
that's it.
things.
It was like there,
Yeah.
and I thought, yeah, it's not everything um is in the same kind of like in the same boat, and everything's different. So that's why, as I say, I wouldn't. I'm one of these people where I've got a corporate background. I'm, you know, now in the health and fitness, more shall we say, more fitness and health, but you know, it's the same kind of thing. But
Right.
so there's that level of, you know, I'm doing something different. So I've got that element of cynicism and skepticism. However, I wouldn't be, as I say, I wouldn't be taking my time out for you, or you spent, you know, inviting me over, if I didn't have faith or belief in you.
Right.
And as I say, I can say, and I'm looking at the camera trying to give it a bit more authority here. I can say that I wouldn't be doing this for Keisha if it didn't work. If I didn't believe in her, if I didn't believe that Keisha could. It's if you have any concerns you feel, and I'm concerns is maybe not the right word, but if you require somebody like an energy healer, or someone with the portfolio of skills that or gifts maybe that Keisha has, please consider her, because it's happened to me. And I, as I say, we've fed it so many times, it's getting a bit boring now, but the double my client base, and it's increased by 8-fold. That is saying something. You
Yeah.
know what, we so if that's happened, and that was actually after just one session. I had more sessions with her to reinforce certain things, and that's why I
You had
said
other
no 2
breakthroughs in
sessions
other
in. But
areas.
yeah,
Yeah.
but after one session, it's like, and yeah, and I just want to emphasize as well, it didn't happen after that session, as in I got 8-fold clients straight away, but after a few days or so, by the end of the week, when I spoke to Keisha just like this, to say, you would not believe this, that's
Hmm.
what happened. So, but yes, still, nonetheless, that's why I'm like, yeah, Keisha Martin, you know her website. I'm not going to quote it. Keisha, what is your website? What is your website?
It's KeishaMartin.com, like Kishaya.
And
I always
Kishaya,
ask
and
my
what is
family, what do you think if I pronounce my name Kishaya? And they're like, nah.
that's what actually I thought, because Keisha is like Kei, you know, usually like that. That's why
Yeah.
exactly.
It's like
And
Keshia, Kishaya, and then well, it's Keisha. But
okay,
yeah. So it's
and
Keisha
what's
Martin.
.com.
Yeah.
What is the best way for people to contact you then? In terms of, is it via email or is it social media?
Uh, Social media is probably the best, or they can on my website. There's a link, and it can send them right to my messenger, and then I can be able to message them the same way.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Or they can email me at support@KeishaMartin.com. But yeah, those are two ways
Okay,
to get to me.
cool.
And I help anyone really, but if you're dealing with like if you're trying to like up level to the next spot, like Al was was doing, or if you're dealing with maybe you're feeling lost and not certain about certain things, or you want to make better decisions, I'm your gal. You know, if you're dealing with relationship issues, whether not necessarily um with a specific person, but it could be just overall. Maybe you don't have the right tribe in your life, or you're trying to bring your team together, and or you're having certain levels of anxiety. Maybe you wanted, when you're going through that up level and you're feeling those levels of anxiety, or feeling that like tension or tightness coming in, and you're not certain why, and you want to understand, how to be able to manifest better, or how to feel more at peace. These are things that I've helped a number of clients work through. Yeah, because I've never considered myself like just a vibrational healing coach. I feel the vibration, and I could feel what's working well with a person and what's not, where the weak spot is, and then we just kind of tune in on clearing that out.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, as I say, I've got a lot of time for you, Keisha, in terms of what you helped me achieve, and that's why it was this. Obviously, the live would have been better. You know that, because it would have been good
I'm
for,
still
like, yeah, for if anyone had any questions for me as well. It's not obviously they need to ask you the questions, but I'm like kind of say proof that how good you are and how that you
Mhm.
work. So if, as I say, depending on what your thoughts are, we could do a follow up, and let's, once you figured out, or once I've even figured out how we do the live on Facebook or whatever, then
Right.
there's more interaction from us. So I'm happy to jump back on again at some point as well. So it's not a problem at all.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, Al.
You're welcome.
And
You're welcome.
appreciate your kind words, and for you entrusting me.
You're more than welcome, Keisha. Welcome there. Cool.
What time is it there for you?
It at the moment it's 9:35 in the evening.
Okay, so I will let you go so you can get some rest, because we all
Thank
need
you
our
so much.
rest. It was
Yeah, this is it.
4:36 here, so we have that gap in time.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's 9. Yeah, you're right. 9:36. It is actually 9:37 now, but yeah, so it's 4:37 as well in Delaware. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Keisha.
Thank you, Al. You have a great evening.
You too. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, bye-bye.